You won't see this one coming. A fresh, creamy dessert that's super easy to make.
Hello, Golosolandia. Let's make a fresh, easy dessert that's also no bake and doesn't use eggs, gelatin, or corn. Nothing like that. It seems hard to believe, but it turns out amazing.
We'll start with an optional cookie base, so grab half a pack of cookies and crush them. You can do it in a food processor like I do, or crush them with a mortar or inside a bag. The point is to get cookie crumbs. Once you have it, add a bit of butter and heat it up first so it becomes completely liquid. I add about 60 grams, a third of a cup, and I put it in the microwave for a few seconds, just enough for it to start melting. Once it's halfway done, I stir it a bit with a spoon and finish melting it completely until there are no lumps left. This is done in no time thanks to the residual heat from the butter, which I now add to the cookie crumbs we crushed at the beginning. Easy, right? So far, no problem. What we'll do is mix it well until everything has a uniform texture. It's gonna look a lot like wet sand at the beach. So keep stirring until everything has the same color. Once the moisture from the butter has been absorbed by the cookie,
We pour it into the container where
we want to prepare today's dessert, and we press it down a little with the bottom of a glass. Then, in a large bowl, we add a cup or 200 milliliters of heavy cream. We add condensed milk. I like to add at least the same amount. But you could add up to 400 milliliters, which is about one small can. Once you have added the condensed milk, we move on to the third glass, the filling ingredient, which is what gives it that fresh flavor, the lemon juice, 150 milliliters or 3/4 of a cup. We stir it around and around until it starts to thicken. It's that simple and that quick. You'll notice that everything is getting a bit thicker, and once you have that, you pour it into the container with the cookie base we prepared earlier. To pour it in, I recommend using a utensil so that the force of the stream doesn't move the cookie base. This way, the drop is gentler. And then you just have to pour in the rest of the cream. If you have a spatula, even better, because you'll be able to get every last drop. Although I know a lot of you are already asking me, hey, I don't call that a rubber spatula. I call it a spatula. I don't know, it has a ton of names, you know that. And I love that you tell me all of them in the comments. All right, cream goes in. We shake the container a bit so it levels out. And just like that, we put it in the fridge or refrigerator. At least 4 hours, so the consistency is perfect. This has to be served cold to be enjoyable. But if you want to make it a bit more special, you can decorate it with interesting things. Cocoa goes great with it. Some pieces of chocolate go great with it. But why not? More lemon. Just the zest, the yellow part, not the white part, right? Because that's bitter. And besides giving it a bit of flavor, it will add a lot of aroma. Plus, it looks nice. It's all upside. I hope you're getting excited because I'm already salivating. And here we have a super dessert. Creamy, simple, easy, and everyone loves it. So if one day you feel like having something really tasty and you don't feel like working too hard, this is an idea you need to write down. You're gonna love it, and the result will...
Look, what a huge pizza. Call it a dessert, call it a cake, whatever you want. Delicious, creamy, very easy to make. The result is finger-licking good. Let's go ahead and grab a piece. And another one. And another. So tasty. And so fresh. If you like citrus desserts, you have to try this amazing dessert. So, I hope you give it a try, and let me know down in the comments which lemon dessert has been your favorite. I'm sure you have one in mind. Also, tell me where you're watching the video from. To travel the world in delight.